Welcome, movie fans. Thanks for joining us for episode 136 of Reading Between the Reels, the premier podcast of confusing your past self. If you're a new listener, we're so glad you found us. If you've been enjoying the show, please like, follow, and subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. You can also support the show by posting on your socials and by joining our Facebook group. I'm Craig Dickinson, and I'm joined tonight by Corey Heitschmidt and Justin Eldon. We are back together. What's up, fellas?
Hello, everyone. Don't try to understand this episode. Just feel it. Feel it.
Hello. I'm coming to you from under the stairs, Harry Potter style, so I don't have any more internet issues.
You're a wizard, Justin.
There you go. Justin, I'm going to start with you. What have you been watching since the last time we chatted?
I have been watching Homeland, which has been out for a while, but it all just dropped on Netflix, and it's been really good. Corey, have you? I know Craig has not seen Homeland. Have you, Corey?
I've never watched it.
Oh, so it feels like a mixture between like 24 and Spy Games with Robert Redford. But it was very much made during actually don't know when it was made. I'm assuming it was made during like the Bush administration, George W., because it feels very much like America's awesome and terrorists are terrible, which, I mean, we're still very much, of that mindset, but like we hate the Middle East type situation.
Yeah.
It's very like Black Hawk Down-ish, I guess, in terms of like American views. But it's really good. It's like a ton of just spy stuff going on, and
those are three big actors.
What's that?
3 big actors in there.
Oh yeah, and you got Inigo Montoya in there.
Inigo Montoya,
Princess Bride, who plays like he's not the CIA director, but like a CIA higher up, and he is fantastic to the point where I didn't even know he was the same actor until I was on like season 4. Like, oh hey, is that? Oh my goodness, it is. Yeah. He does really great. Anyway,
I just saw an interview with him where he was talking about when he was filming this. He was staying on location somewhere, and he needed a place to stay, and he ended up in a senior living center apartment, assisted living. And he said, "Oh, this is great! I get up every morning. There's breakfast for me. I come home. There's snacks. There's like." And he just was talking about how great it was, and then they found out it was assisted living, and he's like, this was better than any Airbnb or apartment he's ever had. And so now when he travels, he's like, I got to go get senior assisted living places. So
I guess you get to a certain age, if someone starts recommending that, you're in trouble.
Well, nobody would have thought any different. I was like, do these people realize, like on bingo night, that Inigo Montoya is sitting next to me? It's kind of funny.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good if you like that sort of stuff. It's not incredibly action packed, like a lot of it is dialogue and stuff like that, but it's good.
Nice. I may have to check that out at some point. Corey, what about you? What you been watching?
All right, I am on season 3 of Voyager. I decided to finally start watching it. It's got some nice Star Trek tiebacks to Next Generation. I'm enjoying it, but I'll tell you what, whoever, and I know Riker from Next Generation directed several of these episodes, but this is the action in this movie or in these shows. Here they are 8 years later. They wrap up so quick. Like it's climax, boom, okay, the show's over. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's no resolution. Like the Next Generation, after they solved a problem, Picard and Riker, they'd always have a little conversation about it, kind of a wrap up. There's a morality lesson here, like, well, number one, that's why, and then they discuss it. And this one really wraps up quick right at the end, and then we just move on and just imply that, oh, okay, we're just going forward. And they're launched, for us Trekkies, they're launched out, 70,000 light years away. It would take them 70 years to get back. And so they're waiting for a wormhole to open up, and they're on these little adventures. And I still don't know why they don't just like, okay, this part of the galaxy sucks. Let's get some distance here. Let's just travel for 6 months and get away from these weirdos. But so that's not bad. And then the other thing, He-Man trailer came out today for all of us nostalgic fans from the 80s. show that I grew up on. And already reading the reviews, I feel like this looks exciting. It looks like a great revival of this type of genre, this kind of bring back 80s cartoon to life. It's shown the good and bad of fandoms, which I think applies to most of the stuff that we watch, because there's a lot in the show that they are doing that is comic accurate or cartoon accurate, like that costume, that design, that look. Like they're definitely making some of the setting, the design, some things look very right from the cartoon. And so for some people, though, that's not enough. Well, that's not cartoon accurate. And we get to be our own toxic people in some of these things. Star Wars, Star Trek, all these shows. Marvel, Avengers, comics, we kind of become our own worst enemy in some of these things, because it's like, at what point do you look and just say, well, let's see how it looks? And I don't know. As our fandoms, we need to be better.
I feel like we talked about that just a little bit when we did all those comic book films. It's like, how comic accurate do you want to be? And you're writing a fine line, because you have to appeal to the new people, but you also have to make the very, very vocal OG fans happy. And that goes from character arcs to costumes, all the things, like the way they look, things like that. And man, I would not want to be a director of any sort of film or franchise that has a large fandom, because I feel like you're not going to win no matter what. You're going to have people mad.
And some of that doesn't transfer to the screen very well. Like, it's just like, okay, that's great in a book. That was great in a comic. It just doesn't. It's like, I'm already suspending belief for some things to happen, like Superman flying, kind of an attitude, right? The guy in tights is flying, carrying an island. Okay, I have to suspend some disbelief. I can't
what do you have to suspend?
Well, like, to suspend my belief that people can just pick up a big giant island and throw it into space, right?
People can't. It's Superman.
They can. It's Superman. He can.
But
it's like
bad
Kryptonian.
So you give up some things, but then it's like, for some reason we think everything can transfer across, and it doesn't. It does not work. So anyway, Craig,
and you're telling a story in a different way. It's like it's a different medium of storytelling, and you have to approach it differently. How differently that is, I don't know, but I just know it's different.
Yes. Craig,
what
were
you
you
going to
watching?
say, Corey? Oh, so last week I finally finished. I went back and I hadn't finished like the last couple seasons, and so I finally finished This Is Us, which is not our typical fare for this show. It's soap opera essentially, but it's really well done. It's
Craig. When you asked me, you're like, "Have you seen This Is Us?" I'm like, "This is a trap." Are you gonna make fun of me if I say yes? That just doesn't seem like something you'd watch.
It's really good. And
did you have Kleenex at any time in the show, like just crying and oh my god,
dude, there was some brutal stuff, man. Yeah, so I finished that, and then I needed a new show, and just so happens that it turns out this week on sale, Breaking Bad, the entire series, which I have never seen.
I've never seen it. Never seen an episode.
At Corey, I'd never seen it, and I, in the last 2 days, finished season 1. It was only 7 episodes, and I've started season 2 today. And Justin, God bless his soul, told me to keep my expectations high. I said, I'm just gonna try.
Like, yeah, you're like, I don't want to get too excited. I'm like, no. 11. Keep them at 11.
Those to 11.
Like, Breaking Bad
is
the best.
This is where I need
TV
yeah.
ever. Like, start to finish, there's one episode that's like a boxed episode where it's all in one character, one place, and it's fine, but like everything else, masterpiece.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying it thoroughly. It's slightly dated, but only in the cell phones is like the only thing that I've really noticed that like kind of makes it dated. But it is engrossing on a level that very few things are. Like, you just want to just keep watching it. And it's also, I'm kind of rooting for the bad guys. It's kind of weird. Like, wait a minute, I really love The Godfather. It's very similar in that regard, where you're like, yeah, I kind of want these guys to get away with doing really bad things. But because there's worse people. He's doing it for a good reason. So,
It's Robin Hood.
Yeah, it's quite to that level. But, there's some kind of some subjective morality or whatever. But it is really, really well done.
And it's not like Lost or Stranger Things to a lesser degree, where it's like, we are going to open so many plot holes and character arcs and then just never finish them. Like, I feel like everything has a very satisfying ending, and it's over, and you're like, I feel good about that. Yeah, and I don't like, a lot of shows don't pull that off, especially long-running shows like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not that
six
long, but-
6 seasons, I think, but it's only 62
Yeah.
episodes. Like, there's not a ton to it. So,
But I mean, that's still a fair amount, and like
no,
you
it
gotta sit
totally
that
is.
landing.
But you can see that, like, it's not again, haven't seen it all the way through. But to me, I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, this makes sense that you would have gone out on top instead of just stretching this out over and over. Because I'm also finishing The Office again, and I'm in season 9. And I'm like, this is probably at least 2 seasons too much. And there's still some funny things in there, but I'm like, okay, this needed to have wrapped up
All
already.
right. I'll forgive you
Either
for
die
saying
the
that.
hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yes.
Oh.
All the way back to Nolan, which is what we're talking about tonight. Look at that segue. Because
Man.
we are
I
back
couldn't have
talking
written
about
that good of one.
Tenet. We're talking about Tenet. So this is our second of 2 parts on Tenet. And Justin, I want to give you, just first off, since you were not able to finish the last episode with us, do you have things from cinematography or sound that you want to talk about, or do you want to just jump right into performance and go from there? What do you want to do?
Well, I'm just going to tell the audience a secret that I don't ever listen to our episodes because I hate the sound of my voice.
Corey,
So,
do you listen to our
I think
episodes?
everyone.
What'd you say? I lost you there.
Thank
What
you,
was
Corey.
that? What was
Okay,
that?
I don't,
What? Listen, I can't do it, Craig. I'm not gonna lie to you. Who is it? The actor? I think Brad Pitt or somebody doesn't watch their shows. They're like, I can't.
I'm sure there's
do it.
more than one.
And I'm with Justin. I can't stand myself, and it's hard enough for me to like the clips on Facebook.
also, like when I listen to a podcast or something, I want to like digest new information and learn something. I'm not going to learn something from like we. I already know. We already talked about this.
Yeah.
Like I know you guys. We talk
Yeah.
about this all
Craig,
the time.
you
Anyway.
listen to the podcast?
Of course I
All
do.
of them?
I mean, just a little peek behind the curtain. No, I have to. I mean, I have to because I have to make sure.
Yeah.
And there's one or two.
All,
that,
all
like,
100 of
I
our
have to
views
fix
come from
stuff.
Craig. Those are all
Listen,
him.
I'm going to tell you this. It is really surprising me that you haven't fired me by yet. That's what I'm saying. I you
don't
know?
watch the video, but I do listen to the audio version. Yeah.
Corey, we're gonna cut your pay in half though. So.
I knew it. I deserve it. I'm not going to lie.
All right.
Zero
So,
divided by
Justin,
zero.
anything else that you wanna add, or should we jump into?
Yeah. So the reason I said that is, did you guys talk about the soundtrack and how it's reversed?
we did.
in
We
the
talked a
heist
little bit
scene?
about. Yeah.
Okay, so that's amazing because it sounds terrible, but also cool and edgy at the same time, and just the fact that you can reverse the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I wonder if Hans Zimmer watched this after, because this is like one of the first that Hans Zimmer doesn't do with Nolan,
Yeah.
and I wonder if he's like, oh man, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Dang.
There has to be some healthy competition with that, right? They had to have listened.
Yeah.
Oh, what would I? Yeah.
I would
should
have
have done that.
yeah.
better. That's what he's saying. I would have just rocked this.
Oh,
I
Ludwig
don't know.
Göransson stepped up his game. I couldn't tell the difference at first, and before I found out it wasn't Zimmer, I was just like, oh, this just a typical Nolan score. And I was like, oh, it's not Zimmer? Okay.
Yeah, because
Cool.
Zimmer's like incredibly talented, but this is, it's out of the box. I don't know if it works really ever. Cinematography wise, no, I don't really have a whole lot. Like, not anything that we haven't said before
Okay.
for just Nolan films. Like, it's all Nolan films all feel the same. Like, they could all exist in the same universe.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing. That's good.
Okay. So, for body language and facial expressions, let's just go ahead and go down there. Like the two biggest thing that I had first off is that there's the hand gesture. I'll do it for the video. This is Tenet, right? And then just the choreographed backwards fighting, which had to have been ridiculously hard to put together, and even more so to perform. But it's like the sound that you mentioned, Justin. Like, I can't quite tell what's happening. I just know something's wrong in my brain. I'm like, this is just off, and I can't quite put my finger on why it's off. I mean, I know from story-wise it's backwards, but like,
Because how do you choreograph moves that wouldn't make sense with momentum or gravity in some situations? Because one of them is going backwards. Like how do you figure out? Oh, physics is going to apply to this situation in this certain way, and when one person's going forward and the other's backwards.
Well, and do they just film it where the guy was filmed forward and they reversed it, or did they do something? Because you can't just reverse it because then it looks too hokey.
Shot.
yeah,
Like one of them would have to have been acting backwards.
Yeah.
And probably have a fair amount of strings and pulleys around him to make him
Sure.
move that way.
Yeah, that's why he's helmeted, right? So that you don't have to do the replacement head.
They would have had some way to say, this is how you move when you're in reverse time. And this is the algorithm, like this is the standard. So they would have had it set.
Yeah.
So what are
they
the
do that
markers?
fight twice,
What are the markers
right?
that we know?
You get that
speaking
fight
of
twice.
that
You get
helmet-
forward and backwards. Yeah.
Speaking of the helmet, Craig, so when they just after or before they blow up the plane, depending on where you're watching, when you're watching the movie. So anyway, they blow up the plane. One of the protagonists, because he's fighting himself, is wearing the helmet with a visor where you can't see his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time you watch it, you cannot see his eyes, so you don't know it's the protagonist. But the second time you watch it, you can see his eyes. Like the visor is now less opaque.
Yeah.
Which kind of irritated me a little bit. Like I understand that is now the character you are following
It's a
is the
story
reverse
reason.
protagonist. So you want to see his facial expressions, but I'm like, no. You had a different visor before. That don't make sense. I don't like that. But whatever. Small nitpick.
Nitpick.
Did you have anything else you guys wanted to put out with costumes? I have a ton of stuff with costumes. I thought there were some really interesting things.
Oh, costume? Or I'm sorry, I thought we were doing
Yeah.
costume?
Yeah. Well, all part of performance. Costumes,
Oh.
body
okay.
language, face
So-
expressions, all those things.
So I really liked how protagonist. I'm gonna get there with the costume. Hang on. So protagonist, he was kind of like a blank slate, right? Like he came in as an unknown, like blank slate for the audience, but also off screen. Like this is like his first big role. He doesn't have any like dramatic prior movie baggage that he's carting around. Which I think was an awesome move because now you're not thinking of like some other movie that he was in. Like he's a brand new, fresh character. He has no established personality. And I know this movie got a lot of crap for him being really drab on that, like not having a whole lot of personality. But I think he does a really good job with like little micro facial expressions to show like that deep-seated performance. It reminded me a lot of, and I'm sorry, I'm not the first one to make this comparison, but it reminded me a lot of Blade Runner 2049.
Oh.
With what's his face?
We talking about there.
See, I'm not even doing that on purpose, Corey. It's just such a great
Or-
movie.
Are you talking about
I
Kay?
had to. That was for the fans. My fans.
Are we talking
both
about?
of
Are we
them.
talking about Gosling? Are we talking about Kay?
Yeah, Ryan Gosling's character, who
Yeah.
is very, very stoic throughout that film, but
Yeah.
still conveys massive amounts of emotion. Like it's a lot like that. But at the same time, that character isn't supposed to be incredibly emotional because I think he's a stand-in for the audience, right? So
Yeah.
but that being said, he's good at a lot of things. He does really good in like the spy role. And then in terms of, I'm going to bring it back to costume here. I thought the one thing that was funny is that nobody really accepted him as an aristocrat. Everyone kind of saw through that. Like he did not play that part well. And he kind of like, I guess, outed himself a couple times as not an aristocrat.
Yeah.
Especially when, what's her face? I can't remember character
Kat.
names. Yeah, said.
Yeah.
What did she say about the super like lavish vacation? And he's like, "Oh, it's an expensive vacation." Well, if you were
going to
super
Mars.
fancy, you would know that.
Yeah. Corey, what about you? Any costumes or hair and makeup stuff that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean, I think the red and blue things, when they're on the battlefield, were good because there's times when they were all moving and you were kind of wondering which one was forward, which one was backward a little bit. And part of me thinking about this movie was wondering if maybe the ones going forwards became the ones going backwards, or were they entirely different people? You know what I mean? Like the ones that lived through going forwards, they put them in the things, and then it's like, okay, you're now going to go back. I don't know. But I think overall, for performances wise, I think John David Washington, can that guy be any more stoic and chill and not even act like he's confused? Like he just, his performance is great for this. And then I can't believe I'm saying this, but Robert Pattinson won me over in this role because I was
He's
like,
really good in this.
I was an anti-Robert Pattinson guy, you know, because
Why?
Twilight. I wasn't a Twilight fan. I just thought, oh, he's a sparkly vampire, And
gotta
I
let it go, Corey. It's been so long.
I typecast him from that as kind of like this teeny lover movie, kind of type person and actor. And so I didn't see him as a serious person, right? I didn't see that. Then I see him in this movie and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. To where I even said, as a Batman, he's a good Batman. So, I think he in this movie though has a calm energy. Like he is just nothing surprising. He's witty. He obviously has foreknowledge of stuff. That he just keeps everything cool and chill. So, but he's also witty with charm. He's very charming in this. So
Yeah.
Those are my two.
Corey, have you seen? It's with Robert Pattinson, The King. I think it's on Netflix, or it has been.
I don't think I've seen him in much. I'm not sure what I've seen him in, other than
so
Batman
he's in The
and
King,
this.
and it's really, really good. Like it's definitely like a period piece, and it's kind of slow, but he plays a French king, and he's kind of a douche. Can we say that word on this podcast?
We just did.
Okay. He's a douche, and he does a really good douche, and I was really impressed with him in that. Like, if you don't like Robert Pattinson, go watch that, and you'll be like, "Oh, holy crap, this guy's amazing."
Okay. Well, speaking of Pattinson, the orange trinket on the backpack is a pretty significant costume thing that we get hinted at from the beginning in the Opera House, just to let us know that that's him, because there's so many people to try and keep track of, and people are wearing helmets and whatnot. That's
Which
pretty
means
important.
he's dead,
Yeah.
and I hate it.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to the timeline and we'll
I'm
talk about
grieving
exactly
Robert
when he dies.
Pattinson.
Yeah.
But is he dead?
Yes.
Well, some version of him is. We saw it happen.
Yeah, because there's multiple versions of him out
time
there.
travel.
We don't know.
And
At least
Cat's
7.
son.
He's
Cat's
not.
son.
He's not
I'm
Cat's
gonna
son.
say it. Prove it.
One thing we mentioned the last time, you got to watch this with the subtitles on, because you get so much more of the plot revealed to you that you're like, oh, there's a plot hole. How did this happen? That they tell you in the dialogue. But one thing that I really liked, just real kind of a quick thing, but it was costumes. He's wearing it says in the dialogue, he's wearing a high vis vest and a clipboard, because they can get you almost anywhere and obscure Tenet. And like, that's totally true. If you're wearing a vest like that and a clipboard, people think you know what you're doing.
You carry a ladder, it makes it even more believable.
Yeah.
There's a whole subreddit, just Act Like You Belong, and
Sure.
it's people seeing where they can get doing those
He
things.
did, and it works. That's a Tenet. But the biggest thing I took away this time, and I think I'd noticed it subconsciously before, but didn't pay that much attention to it until this time, or these last couple of times I watched it, I guess, is that he is frequently wearing polo shirts under suits, which I think was kind of an interesting choice. So there's this kind of mix of casual and classic, and it's kind of like it's a lot of like we looked at with like Tom Hardy's clothing in Inception. It's very character driven. Like this guy he can blend into multiple different things. He's very capable of moving very quickly into casual, but he's also kind of classic and formal. He's comfortable in all of those situations is the way that I kind of took that. Yeah.
Also, Tom Hardy's wingman in Dunkirk was wearing a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Just because. No one likes doing the little subtle cues.
Yeah. So just a really interesting character choice to do that, to have him be there. And also, it kind of he definitely stands out. Like, you're like, wait a minute, he got a nice suit, but the shirt doesn't, it's like he's just ready for action or whatever the situation's going to be. He blends in.
Probably got swim shorts on underneath, and he's just like, day at the beach, let's do it, guys.
Let's do it.
You never know where the day's going to take you.
Yeah. So, anything else for performance before we talk about set design?
Can we talk about Sater for a little bit?
Well, we should.
That dude is awesome. Going back to the whole like baggage thing, I have a hard time seeing him as anything but Gilderoy Lockhart.
Just like magic.
Well, you are Harry Potter.
But I've watched this movie now enough times, too many times, that I think I now see him as Sater, and he's really good.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed Mission Impossible 3 for the villain who. Craig, what's the actor's name? The villain, Mission Impossible 3. He's dead.
I had it and it slipped away. Corey, you got it?
The Mission Impossible.
Philip
Seymour
Hoffman.
Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Let's get there. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Hoffman.
There you go.
I call him Phil. So, Phil, I
Yeah.
love that movie because he's a very unassuming villain. Like you look
So
at him,
good.
he does not look like an evil guy. But
What's
then
your name?
he can
Yeah.
like switch it.
Yes.
And I feel like Sator is like that too. Like there are scenes where you're like, I think I could be friends with this guy. He seems nice. Maybe a little fatherly, like a nice uncle. I don't know. But then other times where you're like, oh, he's just straight up evil. I hate this guy.
He beat the guy.
I think he looks at people like they owe him money.
On the yacht. What's that?
He looks at people like they owe him money. He's just
Well,
like
a
he
lot
just
of them
glares at people. He just
Yeah.
looks over.
Yeah.
But that scene on the yacht where he's with Kat and she's kind of faking it because she's inverted. She's going backwards, so she knows what's up. But he seems sincere. I still don't know if he was sincere because maybe he knew that she was going backwards. I don't know.
He was going backwards too. They're both inverted at that point.
Oh, were they both inverted?
Yeah. They're
Wait,
both inverted
what?
because
He was inverted too?
Yes. They're both inverted. Yeah, they're both of them are inverted and playing out that scene that they had played before, like 2 weeks before. That's why they have the conversation about it's not fear, or I can't remember off the top of my head, where she shows him the scar. He only would recognize the scar because he had shot her. And at that point in the timeline, the original one hadn't shot her yet.
Yeah, because if they weren't both inverted, one would be speaking backwards. Right?
Well, and she kills the future
They went
him,
back.
not...
They were inverted to go back farther. They're not inverted. I shouldn't say that. They're not inverted.
They're the future them's
They
back.
were inverted, went back earlier, and are now going forward again.
I don't think I get it.
But they would have
Yeah,
had to
'cause his-
live 2
'cause-
weeks of inversion to get there.
Yeah,
You
but
had
he
to have
did
2
because
weeks of
his plan's
oxygen,
done.
2 weeks of everything.
Yeah, because his plan of the whole thing of burying the algorithm is coming to fruition at that point. But he didn't have that piece of the algorithm until after the Talon car chase, which happens the same day. But we'll get to that part.
I'm like 25%
I'm
stupid,
lost
but every
again.
time I watch this movie, I think it cranks me up another like 15, 20%.
Dang you, Nolan.
Because
Why
I'm like,
do you...
I think I got it. And then Craig says something, I'm like,
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Mother Hubbard.
I think we both mentioned that last time, even when you were still on the show before you had to leave. That like I have it, it's there, and then I finished the movie, and then it immediately leaks out of my brain.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really, really hard to like
I'm good.
maintain an
I'm right there.
understanding.
Yeah, I took good notes, but it's not all there. So,
Nolan-
yeah,
The
I
guy
know.
literally just said, I'm going to make a movie that some people can't access. That's what he said.
He didn't care.
I also think he's at the point in his career where he's like, hey, studio, watch this. I can do what I want type thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
for
what
sure.
are you going to do? I'm Christopher freaking Nolan.
Yeah,
I think he says it just like that.
Just like that. Probably says the F word, though. But this is a family-friendly
He could be.
podcast.
that's
Yeah.
true. So, setting design. This was nominated for best production design, but lost to Mank, which
What is
I haven't
Mank?
seen.
I've never watched Mank. I'm
So
not going to
Mank-
watch it.
Mank is, my understanding is Mank is a movie about the making of the movie Citizen Kane.
That is
Stupid
Not a
award.
movie.
Okay, but Citizen Kane, dude, you need to see Citizen Kane. I know I
Never
don't think
watched
either of
it.
you guys have seen Citizen Kane. Like, I've only watched it the once, but it is everything that people say. It really is.
Oh, wait. It's a movie? It's not a documentary about it?
No, it's a
I'll allow it.
dramatization
I'll
of the
allow it.
making of that. Yeah.
I'll give it a pass. All right. That's
So
fair.
even still, like, yeah, the production design on this is amazing. Lots of real world stuff. We talked about this a little bit in the last one with the big wide shots. Like we get the Nysted wind farm, that shot, like that's a real place. Like those giant fans, it's clearly a real place. The Amalfi Coast, where Sator's mansion is, that just gorgeous establishing shot. You can't fake that stuff. I don't know if you did, it would look pretty fake. So no CGI sunsets for you, Justin.
No CGI sunsets. I think that's my favorite thing about Nolan is that he's like, you know what we could do, guys? Instead of CGI in it, we can just wait for that freaking time of day and
Yeah.
record it at that time of day because it happens literally every day. So
But
why
the
would
lighting
we
might
need to
be
CGI it?
terrible.
So much
Yeah.
sense.
That's fine.
Lighting might be
CGI
terrible,
that.
so film it in that lighting. That's fine.
Make it work. But yeah, so
I don't care if it's a cloudy day, if it's a sunny day. Work with it. Just don't CGI the freaking sunsets.
You have to pay people
filmed,
overtime.
Yeah, they filmed stuff in Estonia. They actually went to Estonia, although the opera house is in Estonia. It's not in Kiev. That's not in Estonia. But the one thing that made me kind of chuckle is that they still filmed like the Stelsk 12, the big battle at the end. That's in Riverside County in Southern California because, yeah, you could easily find that out in about an hour and a half east of LA. That's what it looks like out there.
And nobody really knows what Russia looks like, so you could just, you could film in Antarctica and be like, Russia.
Yeah, well, it's like there was nuclear waste that happened over here. That looks like Southern California.
Yeah.
Some other things, just set decoration and props. What do you guys have for those things? Talked to some about this a little bit the last time, but anything airs?
For set decorations?
Okay, so first,
and
I don't want to say
props?
things.
You can say
I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
It's a different take on a time machine. That's the part that...
Very different.
And this is
turnstiles.
a very different take on time travel. And that's... Because I feel like time travel in this episode is a prop. Am I wrong? It also is being used as a prop. Because you get a normal time travel movie and you're thinking about what you change, what you can't change, how far can you go, can you jump around, what if, you're thinking like that, right? Like Time Cop, great movie. Time Cop, Back to the Future, Hot Tub Time Machine. What's the other one that they say in Avengers? Are you just
listing off the things from Avengers Endgame?
Yeah. I was listing off the ones, and there's one more. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, but like you think time travel, but here time travel becomes a very specific prop. You can use it, but there are limits. You gotta have your own oxygen. You gotta have your own air supply. You actually are living minute for minute, going inverted. You got to plan how those bullets are going to come back to you. Like that's a prop. That's a prop to use that.
And it has to be like there's a pretty big commitment to time travel. You want to go, a month in the past. You got to sacrifice a month, literally traveling to the past.
Right.
Like that's a tough one.
Like you can't just there's two of you in this timeline right now at this moment. You may not know that, but you are living that month minute for minute. So it becomes a crutch that you can use, but also very specific, hard way to do it, And so in your head, you're not thinking normal time travel, which eliminates some people who don't want to deal, because time travel is fun. I love anything with a time travel. I'm on board with it. I love those movies.
Because when it's instantaneous, it's fun.
Love it.
But it's not instantaneous here. Which, also, kind of along those lines, I don't think I quite understood exactly what the proving window was before these last couple sessions. And the color that we talked about that a little bit, where the blue, you see yourself in the side where it looks like it's blue, that's the inverted side. And when you're on the inverted side, you're looking through and it's red on that side, which is the forward moving you have to know that if you don't see yourself coming out of that turnstile, don't go in.
Yeah.
But could they not go in? Or could they?
That's the question, Justin, because the guy even says, what if you don't see yourself?
They go in?
Like, if you don't see yourself come out, then you don't make it? Like, you just disappear into the space void?
But if you don't see yourself go in, you can't go in.
And
could they even go in?
Would that mean that someone's done it that we just didn't see? Because I want to know what happened to them.
I tend to think those are interesting questions, but I think that the proven window is more so that we can have the backwards conversation. They really wanted us to have that conversation where Sater and the protagonist are talking, and where Sater shoots Kat and trying to figure out where the algorithm is, and so we get to see that from both sides. I think it just wanted to play with that concept of communicating across time, I guess, or across states of time or inversions or whatever. I think he wanted that. So,
okay.
Which is funny. If you would talk to yourself, you would have to carry on both sides of that conversation.
But not at the same time, because you'd already done one before.
Yeah, but then the second time, you would know what the other side is going to say.
So weird. I suppose you could do that, though, right? If you can fight yourself. Oh, my goodness.
So,
again,
there's a
time
part
travel
in the movie right before they go into the turnstile for the very first time.
Yeah.
That there is a prop in there that I think is really ominous. Okay, so they're walking to the turnstile for the first time, and they kind of look through like a gate, like a slated metal gate almost, and on the other side there's a guy sitting in the car and he's wearing that blue mask. And it kind of lingers on him a little bit, the blue oxygen mask, and you don't really know what that mask is. but it gives you a very uneasy feeling. And you don't even know what it is for, a few moments more. But just that one silent shot of that guy sitting there just kind of sets the tone of like, oh, okay, something new is happening. Like, what is going on? And I feel like that's so much of the movie in general with the props, but then moving over to like the sets and the filming location. Like, none of this movie feels welcoming or personal. It's all very, like, even the characters. I mean, the protagonist, the main guy, the stand-in for the audience. At no point do you feel like, oh yeah, I feel comfortable. I feel good about this, because you got like you're in bunkers, you're in high rises, you're in airports. Nobody likes those places. Like, those places don't feel good. And then you couple that with like the color palette of the whole film, which is grays and like light blues and stuff like that. Like, it is not a happy place.
Yeah.
like no one's feeling good about watching this movie.
Yeah. You know what I just thought as you're saying that about nothing really comfortable? I was thinking, oh, well, let me see if I can figure out a scene that's kind of comfortable. And I immediately went to one of the first times, it might even be the first time that Neil and the protagonist meet each other, where the protagonist or Neil orders the drink for the protagonist and they're sitting there. But even that, it's like they're sitting up against a wall and like it doesn't look like very uncomfortable chairs. There's no table. Like,
and protagonist always sits kind of on the edge of his seat.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, he kind of hunches and leans over.
Before, where Sater is kind on the yacht, he seems a little kind and like you get to know him. But the yacht feels a little bit cozy, but you're still on the edge of your seat because you're like, why is this lady pouring sunscreen on the ground? Why is she like spraying this thing down? What is she doing? And
yeah, well, you see, you find out. Yeah.
Speaking of props, you could tell Sater's body when he hits the edge of the boat. It's like a rubber mannequin or something. You can.
How would you know? Have you done this, Justin? That's not the sound you heard when you did it?
No, not the sound. I'm talking about when it hits it. Like, you see it like wobble.
Oh,
we need to cut that part.
He landed kind of funny, didn't he? Yeah, that's a dark.
But,
I mean, we do have to talk about, just briefly at least, the physical algorithm, which I thought was a really interesting. Like, I don't even know how that works. That we just made this algorithm and like somehow it's metal.
But maybe it's different types of metal that create friction. I don't know, magnetism. Yeah. Open up a space.
We needed
portal.
a MacGuffin, so there we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does he call it in Spider-Man? Yeah,
and it's big giant metal and it's easy enough for me to break into 3 parts and just
Here you go, toss it.
Well, it's for easy travel, travel size.
We did talk about the plane a little bit when we did the cinematography because that's a real plane that he crashed. Not from the air. Don't be so dramatic.
Nolan. Anyone else would have. Let's CGI it.
That part is.
If we're going to talk about places and spots, okay, I got to talk about that silo in the battle, the pincer move battle at the end.
Yeah.
It's a
guy. The temporal pincer. So there's a guy. The silo's got a hole in it, right? From a grenade. There's a guy trying to run through that hole. They yell, "Hey, look out!" And it reverts back into him. Right?
Yeah.
So he's dead?
Oh, yeah.
He's dead in there.
Yeah.
Now, wait. Where's he go? That's the part, because this is one of those parts where the time travel hurt my head, because I was like, wait, so does that mean when they started the battle, his body was already there? He forever stays there when does he just disappear?
Was he from the blue team or the red team?
He was one of the ones that was going backwards.
I think everything is happening, everything has happened, and everything will happen at all times.
Yes.
That's the only way my brain can understand.
Yes. The answer is yes.
This is where I'm question. Like, Nolan, dude.
Yep. The answer is yes.
Because in my head, I'm like, okay, wait. So, I mean, his body's going to die and decompose on a backwards level is what's going to happen. For him, he's staying inverted as he decomposes.
So if you die while you're inverted.
So he would be a skeleton when it was formed and then slowly become a person as it goes forward.
That is an excellent question. I don't know.
Right? You see what I'm saying? He would be a
Listeners,
skeleton.
Ideas? Yeah, I don't know how that works.
He's a skeleton
you die
in the
when
beginning,
you're inverted.
and then he goes forward. He's now composing to where the moment it gets blown open, there's a
It's
human
composing,
that
yeah.
steps out. Like,
The opposite.
no, as time goes forward, I watch this
Yeah.
grenade blow this open, and all of a sudden I see a guy run backwards out of it. Like, what the heck?
Wow. Yeah.
Where did he come from? See, that's
Yeah.
the part.
So is he composing or is he recomposing?
He's
decomposing.
recomposing. He's not writing music, Justin.
He's well
But if
composing.
it's not decomposing and recomposing,
It's-
maybe the middle of it
He's
is composing.
recomposing. As time is going forward, it's backwards for him.
Yes.
And
So
they're
he's now
underground.
getting
so
his
he's
skin and tissues
subcomposing
back
too.
together. He's now getting himself back together, and then
I did not think of that.
nobody did. This is how my mind works with time travel.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Gosh. Again.
Do you have something else?
But it's a great But my point is that silo scene is
question.
a great invoking
Yeah.
scene. One small second of a show, and it keeps me up at night.
I have one last thing for props. The main thing I want to talk about tonight is the timeline, and this was one of the big clues for me of how the timeline works, and that is Priya, who's the Indian lady who's also, she's the arms dealer. She has a newspaper with the news about the explosion at the Oslo airport, and I had to pause it because I wanted to see it. But the camera does zoom in on the top where you get to see the date. But the date says Friday, June 2019. It does not say what date it is. But if you do the math, which we'll get to, logically,
hang on.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop you midway. When do we see this paper in the film? What are you talking about?
About halfway through.
Like what's the scene though?
Well, she sees the protagonist on a bus or a ferry, and she has the newspaper, and she's like, "This is your handiwork" or whatever, and it has the story of the Oslo airport exploding.
Okay.
Or the crash at the
2019.
airport. So it's got to be June 28th, 2019. 2019. It has to be that way because it has to be the last Friday of June. Even though it doesn't say it, which I thought was really interesting that he does. Like, Nolan wants Jesse. Like, he shows you it, and it's only like a split second. But if you pause, you can see it. He gives you clues, but he doesn't straight up tell you. Yeah, it's June 28th.
Is
but it
June
kinda has to be.
28th a Friday in 2019 though?
It is. It's the last one. Because
Like
when we
in
get
real
down,
life, you check the calendar.
no, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because we'll do the math and we'll talk about the day. I think, yeah, we'll get there. So, any other props before we move on?
No.
Your mom's prop. Sorry, had to.
What's that?
Nothing.
It's fine. I will listen back and I'll hear it.
Maybe.
I just said your mom's a prop. It's a lovely lady.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk. I'm trying to see if we have any characters we haven't talked about yet. Yes, we mentioned
I said
John.
something really stupid when Craig and I watched this together.
What did you say?
I forgot that this Kat, the actress that plays Kat, also played Princess Diana in The Crown.
Hey,
I've seen The Crown twice.
yeah, you're like, what did you say? She
I
should
was
play
like,
Princess
I think
Diana.
She'd make a really good Princess Diana. Like, she kind of has that feel about her. It's because
Yeah, and I haven't seen it, and I knew
You
that
didn't
was
even
her.
know.
yeah, my biggest understanding of Princess Diana comes from The Crown. So that
Yeah,
I'm an
Elizabeth
idiot.
the
See,
Bicky.
what did I say earlier? 45% stupid. 25. I don't know.
Yeah.
She also plays. I can't remember what the character's name, but the real tall golden lady in Guardians 2 and 3. Can't remember what.
Oh
name.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, she is.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's also in the newer Great Gatsby, the Baz Luhrmann one with Leonardo DiCaprio. She's in that too.
Wait, did you say newer? Didn't that come out like 15 years ago?
Well, it's not the one with Robert Redford from the 70s. So
Oh, okay. So new. Okay, I
the
see
one
what
from
you're
this
saying.
century.
That one.
Yeah. Comparatively speaking. We talked briefly about Michael Caine, and just he's got one scene and he's amazing.
He's very
Yeah, he
cheery,
seems. I don't know if
chipper.
it was intentional or not, but he seems way older than Michael Caine normally seems. I guess this is probably the last time we see him
I
on
think
screen.
it's his last role. I think
He's
he's
always
I
a
believe he's
dirty,
retired
rotten
at this
scoundrel.
point.
Yeah, because he was speaking almost as if, and again, maybe it was an intentional character choice, but almost
he
like
does.
he had dentures or something.
He feels old.
Yeah.
He has a great line. Craig, what's his line?
Oh, about how the British don't have a what's the line about?
They don't
about
have a
snobbery?
monopoly.
They don't have a monopoly, just controlling interest.
Just controlling interests.
I forgot about that.
So good. Yeah, that was one of my favorites from I mentioned last time. I just like this name. So Priya Singh, the Indian arms trafficker, her real name is Dimple Kapadia. I might be mispronouncing the last name, but I've never heard of someone with the first name of Dimple. She's very good in this. I will say that. Then we don't know if we're supposed to trust her or not. And if you don't trust her, that your instincts are right because
she gets sniped at the end. Spoiler alert.
She's going to kill Kat. Yeah.
I hate that Nolan doesn't ever do sequels or prequels.
I mean,
because
there's 3 Batman
this
movies.
Deserves it, doesn't it, Justin?
That wasn't like him, right?
This movie's its own sequel. It doesn't need anything else.
This movie needs a sequel.
No,
Thank
it
you,
does
Justin.
not.
Are you with me?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't need a sequel.
This movie needs a sequel, and Inception needs a prequel.
There's a book. There's a comic book. We talked about
Shut
this.
up.
The
I don't
Cobalt
wanna
Job.
read a book.
This movie
I'm not
does
gonna
not a
read
sequel.
books,
It
but I watch
wouldn't
movies
work.
and take
This
names.
movie works on its own because of the fact that it's all bent in on each other, on itself.
But I want to see what happens after.
That's just
Or does
lazy
anything
writing.
happen after?
Lazy Writing would be doing a cheap
Or did what happened
money grab
after is
sequel.
actually before?
Stop it. Martin Donovan, who plays the CIA boss, the first one that protagonist has. I think his last name's Faye. I was like, yeah, I've seen that guy in a bunch of different stuff, and I'd forgotten that we see him in Insomnia, that he's, Al Pacino's partner who accidentally gets shot in the fog. You guys remember all the way back to Insomnia?
Yeah.
That's like a big deal.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. Aaron Taylor Johnson just shows up like halfway through this movie, which just jarred me. Something fierce first time I saw it. I'm like, so there's a whole like Tenet army? Yeah, there is. Surprise.
Yeah, because it really seemed like there's really just like 3 or 4 of us, and then all of a sudden,
Nope.
who's funding this? Who's training
Again,
this? Why isn't this a bigger deal?
That's
The
where the
protagonist
sequel
is
could
from the
sort
future.
out. The
No,
sequel could
protagonist
sort that out.
Don't use your imagination, Corey.
You can't say use your imagination for bad writing.
Well, then you
not
can
bad
say
writing.
that in any movie. Any movie could claim that. That's lazy writing. Hey, just use
It's
your
not bad.
imagination,
No,
audience.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Christopher Nolan. No, you're amazing and I love you.
Please come on the show. We also talked about Himesh Patel. We didn't talk about him. Mahir. He's the Indian guy who helps with the heist and takes over the airplane that they crash into the. We also see him drive the boat at the end. I like him in what's that? I can't remember the one where like the Beatles don't exist. Yesterday, you guys seen that?
Oh,
No.
I wanted to see that, but
It's fun. It's really fun. It's from the guy that did Love Actually and on About Time. I can't remember his name. Richard Curtis, I believe. And he conks his head or whatever, or forget somehow. And somehow the Beatles don't exist, and he like rips off all their songs. It's kind of fun. He's the star of that.
I would like to point out how well versed you are in all the different genres. I kind of pigeonhole myself into a few things, but you're like This Is Us and Love Actually and the Beatles and Princess
I don't like
Diana.
Love Actually very
I mean,
much.
I look and I go, you are a true you see
I love film,
the
Corey.
cinema and film. And
you know what's surprising me,
I'm
though?
over
Like-
here like time travel. Yeah, I want to watch
Yeah.
a comic book hero.
If you haven't,
Yeah.
seriously, if you guys have not seen, Justin, have you seen About Time with Donald Gleason and
See? Nope.
Rachel McAdams? Corey, you haven't seen it either?
Nope.
Seriously, the next time that your wife says like, I want to watch a movie, watch it. It is so good.
See?
You will both love it. It's so good.
Oh wait, I've seen clips of this that I need to watch it. This is Bill
amazing.
Nighy
And Corey,
in it.
it's a time travel movie.
I know. I've seen clips of this and I love it.
It is brilliant. Margot Robbie's in it too. Sorry, Justin. I know you don't
I
think
need to
Margot
watch
Robbie's
this.
attractive. I'm going to out you on our podcast. He doesn't think what's the big deal with Margot Robbie? She's Margot Robbie.
she's an actress. She is pretty, but just like everyone, shut up about Margot Robbie. She's not that great.
We took a left turn. No, she's got a regular accent in this movie too. No, Donald Gleason is charming as F in this movie. I'm going to do the G-rated version. Yeah, Bill Nighy is fantastic, and if you like Bill Nighy at all, yeah, it's really funny and charming, and it will make you cry probably. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, like Corey, back to your point about how Craig is a movie aficionado. We were discussing the Oscars today, and we were like looking through a bunch of ones that got nominated. And I was surprised when I mentioned a movie, and Craig said, "No, I haven't seen that. That's not my type of movie." I don't remember what movie it was, but I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard you say that's
Never
not my
seen
type of
those.
movie.
I never heard those words from him.
I don't remember what that was
The
either.
movie was
Like you
great.
could find you're like Superman.
It
You
wasn't
can find
Sinners, 'cause I've
the
seen
good in
Sinners.
everybody. You can find the good in any show.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really like horror, but unless it's
Or I'm agree with you there.
like classic stuff or something that's. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
You
It
liked
was.
it quite a bit.
It was Weapons.
Oh, Weapons. Yeah.
Well, it was
That
Weapons.
a
I
weird
haven't
one.
seen
I was
Weapons,
like,
but also it was
Yeah.
spoiled for me. So it was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I already know
understand if
the
you
I already
wanna
know
say
the
it's
twist.
spoiled, but I genuinely enjoyed
Yeah,
that movie. That's
there's certain movies like it. Okay, the last one we talked about
Way
a
out.
little bit off, a little break. I did want to mention we talked a little bit about last time. Clement, I'm going to say her name probably wrong because she's French. Clements or Clements? No, there's the accent mark. Clements Posey plays the scientist at the beginning, the blonde scientist who may or may not be the one who invented the algorithm.
Has to be. She's the only scientist mentioned, and she's discussed.
There could be other scientists, Corey, in the world,
There could be other
No,
scientists,
anyone mentioned
but
it.
she's
you
also. We have two Triwizard champions in this movie, Justin.
We do.
She's Fleur de
Cedric
la Cour
Diggory.
and
And
Cedric
Fleur de
Diggory.
la Cour.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. So I thought that was kind of fun, even though they have no scenes together. I wish they would have. But that's not Nolan's thing. He wouldn't do like a wink and a nod to a Harry Potter movie.
No, he doesn't do
Does it
Easter
does it
eggs
count
like
if
that.
he's a Triwizard champion that dies? Like a
He
loser?
dies. He dies in this one too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or does he?
He does. One of them does.
But does he?
We also mentioned last time. I'm going to move us down a little bit because I want to talk about the timeline.
Yes.
Bootstrap paradox. Again,
Who
Corey.
invented everything? This is the bootstrap paradox. Is a beautiful paradox. Who does the work to get it? If you bring something from the future back to the past and use it, then where was it really invented? Bootstrap paradox comes up in any time travel movie. It's always one of those concepts you have to address. Like, it's the problem. You can't
Well,
bring
the entire
something from the
temporal
past
pincer.
to the future and then grab it and say, I'm going to use it, because then in the future you have to make sure to send it back to the past. And then when you do it, who's the one who invented it?
It's the same thing with the temporal pincer. Like, they are going into the fight with the intel from the people that came back, and then they give it to the people that then go into the fight.
Yes.
But then who gave the first people that intel?
Yeah, because they're having their briefing, and the other part of the battle's already happened.
Yeah.
So the whole
But that's why it's
algorithm,
like everything has already
everything invented
Yeah.
was invented from the future to go back to the past. Some point, the first time travel had to take place.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
I would really
There
like-
is no point where the first time travel took place.
If one of our listeners has not seen this movie, I would like you to try and describe what this movie is about just based on what we're talking about without having seen the movie.
Yeah.
Heck, even if you have seen the movie, someone describe it to me, please.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm gonna try and unpack the timeline. Are you guys ready to do this? See if we
Yes.
can. See if I think this makes sense. Okay, so the big thing that we have to remember is that most of this happens on the same day, June 14th of 2019. First, the beginning of the movie starts. The Opera House, the siege on the Opera House. That's in the morning of June 14th, right? After they invert and go back, the Talon Highway car chase is also on June 14th. That's just a little bit later that morning. What we see in the movie, the second thing we see is like the protagonist is like, apparently he's in like a coma, but apparently he's only in a coma for like a day or a couple hours for this timeline to work. Can you do a coma for a couple hours? Can they just knock you out for a couple hours?
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
It's medically induced. They rebuild his teeth, all that stuff. That's middle of June 14th.
They breeze right by that.
Yep.
Like, oh, you lost my teeth. Oh, you got all your teeth. Why
We
even
rebuilt
remove
it.
the teeth if you're just
Yep.
going to put them back? I thought that was weird.
Yeah, it's the
Torture them
Staus,
some other way.
the final pincer movement. That also happens on June 14th. I'll get to why this all makes sense shortly. And then, of course, Kat killing Sator, where they both had already been inverted, so that's their future selves that both took the place of their past selves. That's why she sees, present day, I guess. 2 weeks ago, Kat rolling up on the boat with Neil. Yeah.
So Sator and Kat are on the boat, both as their inverted selves, having
Well, they're not their inverted selves. They had previously been inverted. Went back 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, so they're not going backwards. They went further back and then caught up to themselves.
Yes. But which we see quite a bit. We see that happen multiple times, right? Because they're on the boat and the boat's moving backwards and they're in the oxygen tank or whatever and they're talking about what they're going to do. We see that with the protagonist and Neil and Kat.
Yeah.
So here's how the beginning of all this is. I started figuring this out. So obviously when the movie starts, how does all this stuff happen at the same time? Well, the Michael Caine briefing is huge because during that conversation, he mentions how there was an explosion at Stalsk 12, he says 2 weeks ago. That sets everything up because that's that final pincer battle, which we haven't seen yet, but it happened 2 weeks before. But it can't have happened exactly 2 weeks before, so it has to be around June 26th or 27th. 14th is the day that it happened. So we can go 12 days earlier. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
So he explains that this thing has already happened 2 weeks before, which is that's the Stalsk battle we see at the end. Shortly after that, then we have the Oslo Freeport heist. We can assume that's the next day. He gets right to it. That has to happen on June 27th, which is a Thursday, because the newspaper is the next day, Friday, June 28th. That's how we get from 2 weeks before the first day. Then you have to have time for it to happen. Then you got to have the newspaper article. Does that make sense? Just watching your heads explode. I did not get this on the first pass. I was wait. Okay, let's go back. Okay, wait, let's go back. Okay, let's go back.
This is the problem
Then
with
the last
time
thing
travel.
we see is the temper is the pincer thing, and that actually happened 2 weeks before on June 14th.
That's the explosion at Stalsk 12.
Yeah, that we will see later in the film, but it's explained to us in the first 20 minutes.
It's later in the film, but it's in the past.
But it happened earlier.
It happened earlier in the film, but we didn't know it then. We had to get everybody forward to bring them backwards to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Just catch an Uber, dude. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Justin, I see a look of incredulity on your face.
Oh, that's such a good word.
You're either like, I don't believe it, or I don't understand it, or both.
No, I believe it. I'm letting the puzzle pieces fall into place that have already been in place.
Yeah.
But then they fell out of place. So now I'm recontextualizing everything.
Yeah.
And going back to the bootstrap paradox of okay, if the end battle of the movie started 2 weeks before as the movie started.
Yeah, basically it happens a couple hours after the movie started during the same day.
I want to know how Robert Pattinson's character keeps this all straight, remembering, okay, I have to go do this, and I have to go do this, to make sure that the protagonist...
But we see him do things on the fly, right? And that was the thing I didn't catch the first several times I watched this, is that we see him go into another turnstile during the Battle of Stalsk 12. We see him hit another version of him running out of it, and he goes in there because he has to reinvert himself so that he can help the protagonist go down there and pick the lock, because he's best at picking the lock, and then he takes the bullet, but then he's at the end of the movie alive.
This movie could have really explored some really deep themes of free will versus destiny and things like that. It could have gone into that quite a bit, and I feel like it touched on it, but
it does touch on it in a couple conversations.
I guess that's the part that throws me off about all this is are they making this choice? Have they already made that choice, or are they going to make the choice? Therefore, they currently have to make that choice.
Yeah.
What happened. You can't undo it.
Unless it's a multiverse thing.
But when did it happen? Did it already happen, or will it happen? Or is it currently happening?
See, this is... I'm
hold
thinking
on. Now that you say that, then June 14th, when he has planned to blow the dead man switch up, right? Had to have happened that they would go into a future to invent this and then send it back.
Yeah.
He must have been successful in some universe that they're trying to stop it now.
But we don't. We all we know is that there was an explosion, and the explosion is just. And that's what I thought too. I thought he was supposed. For some reason, I thought the explosion was the goal. But really, all the explosion does is the explosion buries the algorithm so that the future bad guys can dig it up and they know where it's at. And then it'll be safe to dig it out.
Bury the gold for him to go back to.
Yeah.
But so somewhere in that future, they had to have won. Which then means this is changing the future. There's no change that takes place except until here.
So what depends what their goal though is to invert the world. So they didn't do that. But they made the plan to do that by enlisting Sator, which is another thing I didn't notice in several viewings, is that you actually see when he opens up the case or whatever it is, like there's briefing with his name on it. Like it's not like they knew he was going to get it. It was, there's gold in there and the instructions on what to do, and he's been selected. I thought first several times I saw it, I thought that he just happened to be the guy, and because he does kind of see, for him, from his point of view, it's like, this is an opportunity for me, and I happen to be the guy that dug this up. From their point of view, we knew you'd be there.
Yeah,
we knew we could count on you to do this. And then he does blow it up, but apparently, or is the other thing? Maybe the battle had already happened from Michael Caine's perspective, so they had already been successful. So they were just repeating the actions that they had done before. Because the explosion still happens.
Now we're just trying to come up with theories that makes that. You know what? It could have been Neil, that little kid, Maximilian, grows up and decides he's going to avenge his father's death, and therefore invents the time machine. He's the guy in the future who sends it back.
Maybe he's his own father.
Oh,
if Neil was Maximilian, then you would have seen a lot more about him talking about Sator, or the way that he acts around Kat would have been very different. He has no connection.
Father,
he has no,
and impregnates his mother.
Yes, that's a different show. He has no relationship to Sator at all. Like, there's nothing there. So that's my biggest in-text reason why it not. And he would be very different around Kat. Justin.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
And I'm only half facetious in my theory here. So Corey and I are advocating for a prequel sequel for this and Inception.
Yes.
In Inception, Christopher Nolan has like 3-ish lines that I can remember where he kind of describes like what a dream is. So I found the lines.
Okay.
The lines are So Cobb in Inception says your mind creates a whole world in dreams, complete with stone, fabric, people, and cars, making it feel real. Ariadne also, or he mentions to Ariadne how you are always just in the middle of things in a dream. You don't remember the start. You just kind of start in the middle. Mm-hmm. And then it's only after you wake up from a dream that you realize things are illogical, where in the dream they made sense. What if Inception is the prequel to Tenet, and Tenet is just another dream heist of Inception? That's why things don't make sense, and like gravity's off, because sometimes when things are being inverted, the gravity doesn't make sense, like the exploding building. If the building explodes and then reforms, that means it would have had to have been built, exploded, and then put back together. That doesn't make sense unless you're in a dream.
Okay.
Me. No, I'm going with this now.
I don't want a prequel or a sequel, but you know what I wouldn't mind? I wouldn't mind like a book series set in the universe. I don't want to see the protagonist, but I wouldn't mind exploring some more of the bigger concepts that we've kind of talked about, like the recomposing.
I mean, Justin's not wrong here. He could say, you could say the Inception people are the future scientists who send stuff back. You could say Interstellar are the future humans who send the algorithm back. Interstellar sends them back.
And all this started when Oppenheimer dropped the bomb, right? It's all full circle. There you go.
Well, yeah, because that opens
bomb
up
dropping
the bomb dropping creates
Isn't that the same bomb that Batman drops in the bay? It's all the same.
Prestige is Sator's grandpa.
Wow.
but also Sparkly Boy's self, who impregnates his mom in the dream.
I mean,
Wow.
Memento's like a baby Tenet.
I think we just broke ourselves.
Sorry.
Brain broken.
See, this would be better, Craig, if we listened to ourselves on the show. Again, I don't know how you haven't fired me yet.
About the Inception thing. What if this is just like Inception if it was all dream?
Yeah.
No can do.
Yeah. I love. Okay, this is my last thing I'm going to say. Actually, let's go ahead and go on to final thoughts. I'll save it for there. So let's talk about that. Because we're. I think it's time.
I think I'm going to start. I'm just claiming it right out of the gate. I'm going to tell you right now, because here's what I wrote. This is not Nolan's most accessible movie, as you can tell by how our podcast has gone. And the problem is, we knew the podcast was going to go this way because our future selves have already said it. And but I think this is also his boldest show to date. The boldest, like, I'm going to make what I'm going to make. Again, like Justin and I always say, the studio just says, Nolan, you have a blank check, let him cook. And again, also, I'll say it again. I say it every Nolan movie. 2.5 hours, dude. You're killing me. 2.5 hours. And not only that, you say, hey, I'm going to make a movie you got to watch 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So now you're talking about 30 hours of your life invested just to understand it and still debate all the aspects on a podcast. So I'm just saying.
What would you have cut from this movie to make it shorter?
You can't. You can't cut a dang thing. In fact, he needs a sequel out of it. That's what I'm saying. It's not long enough. Okay? So, again, Nolan, you demand trust, patience, and rewatches. That's my things. Those are my final thoughts. Will the Odyssey be like this? I don't know.
It's going to be long. I can tell you that. And Oppenheimer's longer than this. So the next one we're doing.
Oppenheimer. Yep.
But again, I don't know that's a great point, Justin. What would you cut? This movie doesn't drag.
I'll tell you what you could add.
I'm having a hard time keeping up with it.
If you don't want to do a sequel, I get it. But you know what you could have added was his quote at the end when he snipes off that lady and says, I realized I wasn't working for you. We've both been working for me. That was a mic drop moment. Like, we've both been working for me in the future. Yeah. Give me some wrap up with that somewhere. And that would have kind of taken care of the I need to have a sequel idea. There.
What if
it's my final thought?
The sequel is watching. What if you watch this movie backwards?
Put it in reverse.
I'm halfway serious because all the inverted scenes and talking backwards would go forward.
I just think we get so much hinted at the future that's your sequel. It's there's all that story's been told to a large part.
No, it's
all
been
the sequel would be like we're going to see him like recruit Neil. Like, what do we need to see?
Sequels and prequels are best when they're alluded to, and then you expand upon that. Like, I fought with your father in the Clone Wars. Boom, get a bunch of movies out of that. It's alluded to. You don't need those 3 movies, Craig. Prequels? Nah.
No, that's very different thing. Though.
Obi-Wan already alluded to it. It's fine.
No, but we literally have the future interacting with the present.
We don't need to know Darth Vader's
The sequel is
backstory.
interacting with the primary story already.
It alludes to his backstory when you see him put his helmet on.
Stop.
See again.
What else?
Dang you, Christopher Nolan! This is your fault.
Yeah.
See what you've done to our podcast.
Yeah, but we still love you.
Yes, very much so. Please come on.
I'd love to have coffee with you.
Okay.
What else you got?
Final thoughts.
I got. Oh, were you done, Corey?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I really, really think that Christopher Nolan with this film, like, invented a new genre. Like, we expect to watch movies in a certain way. We expect to watch a movie and be like, oh, that was a good movie. And maybe for enjoyment's sake, you might watch it again. But this movie, like, demands rewatches. And I think the problem is, like, 1, it came out during COVID, so I don't think it did super well because of COVID lockdowns. 2, I don't think audiences expect or expected or will expect or have they already? No, never mind. I don't think they expect to have to watch a movie multiple times in order to understand it. And I wonder if maybe he made Interstellar, where Interstellar did so well, and you could like buy passes to go back and watch Interstellar, and he's just like, what if I made a movie that like you had to watch multiple times? It reminds me, so in Back to the Future, another time travel movie, when Marty McFly like plays the what song does he play? Johnny Be Good? No.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he plays?
Johnny Be Good. Yeah.
And like everyone's kind of blown away, and he's like, "You're not ready for that, but your kids are gonna love it." I honestly do not think audiences are ready for this type of movie, like me included. I'm not saying like, "Oh, these peasants don't understand it." Like everyone just went in, including myself, went in expecting for this to be like every other movie, and it is absolutely not. It is more of a textbook that you have to study instead of a novel that you just read front to back. And I don't know if the world's ready, Chris. It's too much.
Yeah.
No, but I will say, if anyone did not like this movie, watch it again. And if you still don't like it, keep watching it until you do. I don't know if that's Stockholm Syndrome or what, but like it gets better.
Yeah. No, that's interesting that, you know, you and I just have been talking a little bit about the whole second screen Netflix thing too, where that's being, you know, they're dumbing things down. Mm-hmm. So much so that like you're not even supposed to be really watching it. You're supposed to be on your phone at the same time, or you're allowed to be on your phone at the same time, and they're going to over explain things to you all the time. This is the opposite of that. You know, in
you
a lot
have
of ways.
a point.
So
That's where cinema's going now. Is that everybody
and
wants
then with,
to
you know,
multitask it, and you can't.
The pending, which hasn't happened yet as of this recording, the pending sale of Warner Brothers to Netflix. If the day and, you know, the same day release of the movies and HBO Max thing hadn't happened, that's what ended Nolan's relationship with the Warner Brothers. If that hadn't happened yet, it certainly would have happened now.
Yeah.
You know.
But did it already happen?
Oh,
it did. He knew about it. He's got a turnstile at his shower is a turnstile.
Yeah.
He gets in and gets out.
Wow. That's hilarious. So I had a quote I wanted to share because we talked about a lot of there's a lot of like real world physics stuff in this one and theories like annihilation and Maxwell's demon, which I had to look up and I still don't quite understand. The grandfather paradox, bootstrap paradox, the absorber theory, and all these things that are alluded to. What was Neil's like he's something like a physics. What is Neil? He's like a theoretical physicist or something. Like
he's smart.
You know. Yeah, good luck. Keep up. But Neil, there's a quote from Nolan. He says that we're not going to make any case for this being scientifically accurate. Like, but you kind of...
I actually really hate that he said that.
You kind of do. Like, because we talked about this too, that, you know, there's so many plot holes and all these things. I'm like, there's really not. But you have to watch it 6 times before you fill those in. They're there. You just have to do a little work to find it.
Yeah, I hate that he said that because I feel like any critics of this movie, which I understand criticism of the movie because it's confusing, but immediately people just point to that and be like, Christopher Nolan, you idiot, you just got too pretentious, you know?
Yep.
And I feel like he shot himself in the foot by saying that because I do feel like it makes sense, but like you said, you got to watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes sense. I'm not sure yet.
This shows why you can't take critics of a movie serious sometimes, because some of them just don't have the headspace or the rewatch capacity at the time to say this was a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't mean like literal critics. I mean people that criticize the movie.
Yeah, like anybody criticizes it, but like Craig on our text thread has said, like as he watched it 7, 8, 19 times, he said this movie just keeps getting better. Like he just kept sending us.
No, yeah, like that's what I really. Thank you, Corey. That's what I really should have emphasized. It's not so much because we've talked about how hard it is to watch this movie and how hard it is to understand this movie. And not only do I feel like, and I think it's 6 times. Not only do I feel like I, at least when I finished watching the movie, right immediately understood it, but I legitimately enjoyed the movie more the more that I understood it. It's like, oh, that's so clever. Oh, okay, you did give me enough. Okay, I get where you're going. I see how that all connected. And it was legitimately a fun movie, which you don't usually say Nolan movies are fun, but it was a fun experience to watch it once I was able to kind of crack the code of all the, you know, the time dilation and all the things.
But the majority of moviegoers are not going to watch a movie once and then say, I need to watch that again in order to like it. Like they're gonna watch it once, say I didn't like it, and then never watch it again.
Yep.
Which was me. I
Yeah.
did that until this podcast. So I just don't think people are ready for it.
Yeah. So that would just be my last 2 cents. Is just like, if you haven't seen it recently, watch it again, and with the attitude, like, the more you watch it, you will get it. It's a very smart movie, but if you're paying attention, you will be rewarded for it. Give it another try. Watch it again, and hopefully,
And don't have your phone anywhere around. Don't be on your phone. Don't
watch it
even
on the
check a text
biggest screen you can. Watch it with the subtitles. Listen to our episodes, and hopefully that helps a little bit too.
No, it won't. It'll make it so much worse.
Come on.
I'm more confused after this episode than I was when I watched it last.
All right, we're going to get out of here. As we do, we just want to say thank you so much for listening. If you want to connect with us, you can find us on X, Instagram, Facebook. Email us at readingbetweenreels@gmail.com, or you can use the SpeakPipe app on our website and send us a voicemail. If you enjoyed the show, please like, follow, subscribe. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. And as we alluded to, our next episode will be the start of our 2-part breakdown of the final film in our Christopher Nolan series, Oppenheimer. So send us an email or voicemail about your favorite moments from Oppenheimer, and we will share it on the next episode.